it's Cassie and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my first haul of 2023. I know it's already June. It's like almost halfway through June when I'm filming this and I haven't filmed a haul. I'm just really bad at filming hauls for some reason, and I've been meaning to do this haul since April. I was gonna do quarterly hauls this year, but that did not happen. So we're gonna do a halfway through the year haul. Maybe I'll be better at filming them for the rest of the year, but also hopefully I stop buying as many books because I don't need this many books when I can't read this fast. I'm excited to talk about all of these. Some of them I have read already, which is always good. Lots of them I have not, so that's a whole other thing. But I think we should just get into the haul. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below any books that you've hauled recently. I would love to hear about it. And if any of these books I mention in this haul you've read or you've also hauled, let me know down in the comments below. My Instagram, Twitter, Goodreads, and Amazon wishlist will be linked in the description box below if you're interested in checking any of those out. Let's get into this big haul. I'm gonna do it by genre-ish because I think that'll just be easiest for my brain so I don't miss anything, because yeah, there could be a couple I'm missing or a couple that I thought I bought this year but maybe I bought at the end of last year, but I believe these ones are all ones I've bought since January. So let's start with romance. I've been on a sports romance kick. Have I read any of them? No, but I keep buying them because I want to read them. So let's talk about those first. First, I have The Deal by Elle Kennedy. This is the first book in the Off Campus series. I haven't read this yet. I'm supposed to be reading it this month, but this is a hockey romance where we have this main guy from a college hockey team helping this girl. She is tutoring him in exchange for them to like make someone jealous for her. So everyone loves this series, so I just want to finally get into it. Hopefully I get to it this month. Then I have Mile High by Liz Tomford. This one has been really popular on Book Talk. I've wanted to get to it for a while, but it's thick. It's pretty big for a romance. So we have like a professional hockey player from Chicago named Xander, and then Stevie, who is the flight attendant for the team. Oh, not Xander, his name's Evan Xanders. But she promises that she will never hook up with an athlete again, no matter how annoyingly tempting he may be. So I know people love this one, and then there's a second one, but I think the second one might be basketball. I don't know. I really want to get to it, but I think how long it is a little bit intimidating because I don't tend to love a long romance, or at least it does feel too long. Like I read it pretty slow, so we will see, because this one's like over 450 pages, so that's a hefty one. Then these two I just got recently, like they're like the most recent books I've hauled. First is The Enforcer by Avery Keelan. This is the first in the Lakeside University series. I got this at a local romance bookstore. I don't know, the people in there were just talking about it and it sounded good. I believe we have a girl, I don't know what her name is, who dated Nash, who is the enforcer on the Lakeside University hockey team. And he broke her heart, and so she's like, hate him. But then she is forced to do her senior athletic training internship on Nash's team and forced to work closely with the only guy she's ever loved. So she dislikes him already, but then there's no fraternizing. I can't say that word for some reason. Fraternizing. Is that the word? No fraternization policy. Sorry, I struggle with that word for some reason, between trainers and their athletes. But, you know, old feelings are coming back. Playing Hard to Get by Monica Murphy. This one is a football one. I don't actually remember what this one's about other than that. There's Knox, who is the king of the college campus, star offensive tight end on the football team. Complete opposite of the girl. He is the ultimate player and she becomes his English tutor. She tells herself, we need to keep things between us strictly business. Watching my mother deal with an ex-athlete father long ago taught me to stay far away from that type of man. Yet Knox is impossible to resist. So, yeah, I like football. I don't really watch it, but the other books that I got most recently from that bookstore are 2 Elsie Silver books in the Chestnut Springs series. So I got Flawless and Heartless. Elsie Silver had went to this bookstore and did a signing. I did not get a ticket because I sold out really fast, but there was some leftover signed copies, so I went and got 2. I kind of wanted to get more, but I don't even know if I'm gonna like this series, to be honest. I'm hoping I will, but I'm a little scared, so I just got the first 2. I'm the face of professional bull riding, the Golden Boy, or at least I was until it all blew up in my face. Now my agent says I have to clean up my image, so I'm stuck with his ball-busting daughter for the rest of the season as my full-time supervision. Heartless is about working as a nanny for the world's grumpiest single dad. Should have been simple, except I can't keep my eyes off him and he can't keep his hands off me. Cade Eaton is 13 years older than I am and barely looks my way until I get him into the hot tub one night for a game of truth or dare. Then all bets are off. Those ones sound fun. I hope I like them. I don't know why. I think it's the bull riding countryness of it all. I'm from a very country place, and so that just like doesn't overly do it for me. But then the last book from that little haul is Hate by Tate James. This is the first book in the Madison Kate series. I know Kaylani from Kaylani Simply Me loves this series, and so when I saw it in person, I was like, I'm gonna try it out, because yeah, she loves it and raves about it all the time. And like, so I think this is a reverse harem one. After being charged with a string of offenses and made an example of by my politically minded father, I was eventually released back into Shadow Grove with one thing on my mind: hate. Someone is going to pay for derailing my carefully laid out future. Someone is going to catch the full force of my hate. How very convenient that someone now lives in the bedroom down the hall from me. Archer Dath and his boys messed with the wrong chick, and they're about to learn just how cold Madison Kate's hate can run. So yeah, I don't actually really know, other than I'm like 99% sure it's a reverse harem. And I have Twisted Love by Anna Huang. I've heard this is the worst one in the series, so I'm a little nervous, but this series is super popular, so I definitely wanted to try it out. Alex is a devil blessed with the face of an angel and cursed with a past he can't escape. Driven by a tragedy that has haunted him for most of his life, his ruthless pursuits for success and vengeance leave little room for matters of the heart. But when he's forced to look after his best friend's sister, he starts to feel something in his chest, a crack, a melt, a fire that could end his world as he knew it. Ava Chen is a free spirit trapped by nightmares of a childhood she can't remember, but despite her broken past, she's never stopped seeing the beauty in the world, including the heart beneath the icy exterior of a man she shouldn't want. Her brother's best friend, her neighbor, her savior, and her downfall. Theirs is a love that was never supposed to happen, but when it does, it unleashes secrets that could destroy them both and everything they hold dear. So yeah, I just know that like people are like, what is this? So I'm a little nervous, but maybe I'll love it. I want to love it. Next, I have a series. I have the Wicked Villain series by Katie Robert. I have Desperate Measures, Learn My Lesson, and A Worthy Opponent. I've read the first 2 already. These are the only ones in the series that I think I'm interested, at least for the moment. So I don't know that I will continue the series or just what. I'm not really sure. But these are all romances about like the Disney hero or princess with the villain. So the first one is Jasmine and Jafar, where he basically takes her as his captive. Learn My Lesson is about Hades, Meg, and Hercules. making a deal, and A Worthy Opponent is about Hook, Captain Hook, and Tinkerbell, all in this world where Hades has like this underground club. Yeah, I don't know. It's good. Not my favorite thing. I like Desperate Measures more than I like To Learn My Lesson, but I'm actually most excited about this one because it's the one that I wanted to read the most this whole time, but I thought I would read them in order, even though you don't have to. So just like, you don't have to, but I did. The romance are taking a long time, but I'm pretty sure that's the biggest category. So another series that I got a few from is the Eden series by Devney Perry. I have Indigo Ridge, Juniper Hill, and Garnet Flats. I have read the first two. This series, we follow a family, the Edens. They're really famous in their hometown, like they're a founding family in their hometown of Quincy, Montana. And each book is a different sibling and their relationship. The first one is Griffin and Winslow. He is like the oldest sibling, and then she's the new, I don't know if it's captain or whatever, of the police force in Quincy. In this one, there are girls that are committing suicide, and she doesn't think it's suicide, so that one's my favorite. Juniper Hill, we follow Memphis and Knox. Knox is the Eden brother. Memphis comes to Quincy to get a job at the hotel that the Edens own to do housekeeping and stuff. She's trying to run away from her past, and she has a young child, and she's a single mother, all that kind of stuff. And then this one I don't remember that much about. We have Talia, which is the first girl sibling that we're following, and Foster Madden. He married her best friend. He comes to Quincy begging for help, and the ink on his divorce papers are barely dry. Yet he comes armed with apologies and promises. She knows it's all a ploy. Foster is the king of games and secrets, but he's got delusions the size of Montana if he thinks she'll help him train for a world championship fight. Yeah, like he's like an MMA fighter or something like that. I think these are the last few romances. So first I have Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. I just read this in a vlog where I try Hannah from Hannah's recent reads favorite books, and I really enjoyed it. This one follows Magnolia and BJ. They have kind of a toxic relationship. They dated for a long time, and then something happened to break them up. But they're still in love with each other, but to the point that he sleeps in her bed pretty much every night, but she has flings with different guys, and he hooks up with a bunch of different girls. So it's like this toxic situation. They're both rich for whatever reasons. So they get a lot of attention from tabloids and stuff like that. I will leave that vlog linked. Then I have If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan. This is a YA romance where we have Autumn and Finn, who used to be like inseparable as kids. Their moms are best friends for years. They live next door to each other, and like they're family basically, because they have dinner together every night. Like it's not just close friends that see each other every once in a while. But in middle school, they start to drift apart. Autumn gets a boyfriend and her different group of friends, and Jamie just becomes this cool kid. Doesn't stop the way Autumn feels. Every time she and Finn cross paths, and the growing nagging feeling that maybe things could have been different. Maybe they should be together. And as time passes, Autumn realizes she might not get another chance to make things right before it's too late. That's all I'll say. But I did enjoy this one. I have read it. I believe the last romance in this haul is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. This is also a YA romance. Super, super cute. We follow Liz, who loves rom-coms and anything like that, and her annoying neighbor, Wes, who has made it his mission for years to annoy her. They fight over this one parking spot in front of their houses. But then when this guy comes back that she's always had a crush on, I think his name was Michael, who used to live by them, he comes back. She needs Wes's help to make Michael think she's cool and ask her out to prom, and then yeah, everything happens from there. I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was super cute. It is YA, so there are some like immaturity things, but if you just get yourself ready for that, then that's fine. I loved it. Okay, I was wrong. I found 2 more romances. One of them I might have gotten at the end of last year, but I believe it was this year. And that one was Priest by Sierra Simone. This one is about a priest breaking his vow in a church to this girl named Poppy. Then I also have The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. This one's like a billionaire romance where basically it's like Disneyland. Rowan owns the theme park, and Zara, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, works for him, and after spinning a drunk proposal criticizing Dreamline's most expensive ride, I should have been fired. Instead, Rowan Kane offered me a dream job. The catch, I had to work for the most difficult boss I'd ever met. Rowan was rude and completely off limits, but my heart didn't care, at least not until I discovered his secret. It was time to teach the billionaire that money couldn't fix everything, especially not us. Sounds fun. I was really excited when I bought it, and I still haven't read it, so story of my life, I guess. Next, we have fantasy, and for some reason I thought I had read or bought more, but apparently not, which is fine. I have Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. This is the second book to Ninth House. I've read this one. I enjoyed it. Ninth House, we follow Alex Stern, who is asked to come to Yale to help with the secret societies because she has this ability. So she works for Lethe, one of the houses, and basically just watches over all the doings of the other houses to make sure they're following the rules and all that kind of stuff. And so we basically just pick off where the first one ended, so I can't tell you exactly what this one's about, but it was fun. I liked it. The Indigo exclusive edition, I think it's probably the same as Barnes & Noble. I have Only a Monster by Vanessa Len. I believe this one's about a girl whose families are monsters, and she meets a cute boy at work who isn't just a boy. He's a legendary monster slayer who will do anything to destroy her family. To save herself and everyone she loves, she will have to do what she fears most, embrace her most monstrousness, because in this story, she is not the hero. Very First Kill show-esque. So I'm excited to get to this one. I just randomly saw it one day. I remember when people were getting it in one of the book boxes and people were enjoying it. So I think it'll be a fun, easy YA fantasy. I got Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I don't know exactly why. People were just saying it was good, and I just was like, why don't I finally do it? And I don't know what it's about. Her world is divided by blood, those with red and those with silver. Mare, maybe, and her family are lowly reds, destined to serve the silver elite whose supernatural abilities make them nearly gods. When Mare accidentally discovers a power of her own she didn't know she had, the Silver King is forced to hide the impossibility of her power and pretend she's a long-lost silver princess betrothed to one of his sons. She is drawn into the silver world where loyalty and desire can take you apart, and the only certainty is betrayal. And before long, her actions put into motion a deadly and violent dance, pitting prince against prince and Mare against her own heart. Yeah, another classic YA fantasy. I got The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. This one is about Jude. Her parents were murdered, and she and her 2 sisters were stolen away to live in the treacherous High Court of Fae. 10 years later, Jude wants nothing more than to belong there, but many of the Fae despise humans, especially Prince Carden, the youngest and wickedest son of the High King. To win a place at the court, Jude must defy him and face the consequences. People love this. Oh, actually, I don't feel like going upstairs and getting it, so sorry, I'm not gonna hold it, but pretend this is 2 books. The last 2 fantasy ones are Throne of Glass and The Assassin's Blade. I don't feel like walking upstairs. I'm so sorry. From Sarah J. Maas, the Throne of Glass series. I don't really know what the series is about. Selena becomes a assassin. to get her freedom, I think. I haven't read The Assassin's Blade yet, but I'm supposed to be reading it sometime this month. Everyone loves this series. I originally got this one, and then people were telling me to read Assassin's Blade first. So then I got that one. We'll see. I'm not sure if this is going to be a series for me, but I definitely want to try it out because people love it. So, interrupting the regularly scheduled programming because I got a book today and I have to put it in this haul because it's super exciting. I knew I was getting it, but I needed to film this video first, so I had to just jump in here and let you know that I got the highly sought after Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. So excited. I was like trying to convince myself, like, it's okay, I don't need it. Ooh, I like the map. Like, it's whatever. Because when this book first came in, I work at a bookstore, so when this book first came in, I saw it and I was like, ooh, this is pretty. Like, whatever. Didn't really think twice about it. And then it went crazy viral and like everyone loved it, right? And then I'm like, oh, why didn't I get it when I could? Because it was at my store. I was feeling a lot of FOMO. A few days ago when I was at work, I saw that we got 3 copies of this in, so I put it on hold so I could buy it today. I just had to wait for payday, so I own it. And I probably made so many people in my city sad because they thought that there was one in the city and it was mine. So sorry to y'all. I'm gonna be honest, like, I don't actually really know what this is about. Violet was supposed to enter the scribe quadrant, living a quiet life among books and history. Now the commanding general, also known as her tough as Talon's mother, has ordered Violet to join the hundreds of candidates striving to become the elite of, I don't know how to say it, dragon riders. And when you're smaller than everyone else and your body is brittle, death is only a heartbeat away. Because dragons don't bond to fragile humans, they incinerate them. With fewer dragons willing to bond than cadets, most would kill Violet to better their own chances of success. The rest would kill her just for being her mother's daughter. Like Xaden, the most powerful and ruthless wing leader in the Riders quadrant. She'll need every edge her wits can give her just to see the next sunrise. Yet, with every day that passes, the war outside grows more deadly and the kingdom's protective wards are failing, and the death toll continues to rise. Even worse, Violet begins to suspect leadership is hiding a terrible secret. Anyways, sorry to jump in and talk a lot about one book, but I'm so happy I got my hands on this. So hopefully I love it, because if I went through all this to get it, to hate it, well, that's gonna be unfortunate, but hopefully not. We're nearing the end of this haul. I have 5 books left. So romance was definitely the heavy part of my haul this year so far. People that I work with really enjoy romance and were like selling these books to me, so that is why there's so many of those and not anything else, but that's okay because I don't need to be buying more books, and I have been in my romance era a bit more this year. So, but let's get into the mystery thrillers that I've bought this year. So I have Killjoy by Holly Jackson. I just read this one in May and I enjoyed it. It is a novella in the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. Basically, it's not really connected to the series other than the characters and some mention to what happens in the first book, but I believe it's like set as a prequel. But it's just a murder mystery party that Pip goes to with her friends that's set in the 1920s. Just a fun little thing to see the characters a bit more, just for fun. I enjoyed it and it's really quick. Like, I think it's 17 pages. Easy if you're looking for a quick read and you enjoy that series, I would recommend. Then I have Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers by Jessie Q Sutanto. This one I bought pretty quickly. It just came out in, I think, March, and I bought it in March because I read Dial A for Aunties by Jessie Q Sutanto and loved it, and I just felt like this had the same vibes. We have Vera Wong, who owns a tea shop, and one day she walks downstairs and finds a dead man in the middle of her tea shop. In his hand, he has a flash drive. She calls 911, but for some reason, she decides to take this flash drive. Part of the reason is she thinks she'll do a better job than the police to find this murderer. Vera knows the killer will be back for the flash drive. All she has to do is watch the increasing number of customers at her shop and figure out which one among them is a killer. What she does not expect is to form friendships with her customers and start to care for each and every one of them. As a protective mother hen, will she end up having to give one of her newfound chicks to the police? So, cozy mystery. This is definitely one I don't remember when I bought, so it could have been in my last haul, but oh well. It is The Butterfly Garden by Dot Hutchison. I don't know. This one is another one sold to me by my co-workers. It is a murder mystery where a serial killer kidnaps these girls and has a collection of precious butterflies, which are young women who have been kidnapped and tattooed to resemble their namesakes. Overseeing it is the gardener, a brutal, twisted man obsessed with capturing and preserving his lovely specimens. When the garden is discovered, a survivor is brought in for questioning. FBI agents are tasked with piecing together one of the most stomach-churning cases of their careers, but the girl, known only as Maya, proves to be a puzzle herself. Apparently it's super, super good. And I've just been meaning to get to it, and I haven't gotten to it, so I need to maybe get this on like my July TBR. Then I have Someone Is Always Watching by Kelly Armstrong. This is a YA mystery where we have a group of friends, of course, and they're super close. All of a sudden, there are rifts between them, and unexpected bursts of aggression and disturbing nightmares have started to become more frequent in their lives. Gabrielle is found covered in blood in front of their deceased principal with no memory of what happened. Cracks in their friendships, as well as their own memories, start appearing, threatening to expose long-forgotten secrets that could change the group's lives forever. How can Blythe and her friends trust each other when they can't even trust their own memories? So I'm excited to eventually get to this one. You know, I love a good YA mystery. Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson. This one is a interesting mystery, but I've heard really, really good things about it. Everyone in my family has killed someone. Some of us, the high achievers, have killed more than once. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but it is the truth. Some of us are good, others are bad, and some just unfortunate. How have I killed someone? Yes, I have. Who was it? Let's get started. This brother, the stepsister, wife, father, mother, sister-in-law, uncle, stepfather, aunt, and them. So yeah, I've heard really, really good things about this by people who have read it. So I'm excited to finally get to it eventually, hopefully soon, as I keep saying with all of these. Those are all the books that I've bought in 2023 so far. Not awful, but not great either. Definitely more than I've wanted to. There are 30, and I believe in my goals video from the beginning of this year, I said I wanted to only buy 25 books this whole year. Oh, actually, there'll be 31. I failed that goal. Yeah, I've had a problem. For the most part, it was mainly at the beginning of the year that I bought these. It's a problem. I need to stop because I don't read that fast. Like, I don't read fast enough to buy these many books because I still have so many books that I need to read on my shelves, so that I bought before this year. So second half of the year, I'm gonna get a handle on that. I'm excited to read all the ones that I haven't read, and should be a good time. If you want to see my thoughts on them throughout the year, make sure to subscribe and stick around to see what I read and what I think of them. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and give it a big thumbs up. Both of those would mean the absolute world to me. My Instagram, Twitter, Goodreads, and Amazon wishlist will be linked in the description box below if you're interested in checking any of those out. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!